population. Not of the animals, but of mankind. Think about it, everybody. You've got a home, you've got a habitat. That's where you live, you play, you go to school, you go to work. That's your habitat. Well, you know, wild animals need a habitat too. They need open land, green grass, and trees. What's happening to that? You guys know the story. Shopping centers, parking lots, building and building, taking up acres and acres of our wild animals' natural habitat. So as you watch these guys here today, we want you to think of them as ambassadors for the rest of the wild animals out there, and think about the future of all our wildlife. What's going to happen to them if we don't make some changes? So boys and girls, this is really for you, because you're the next generation coming up. You're the ones that will soon be making these decisions. So think about that as you watch these guys. You know, we have 10 eastern timber wolves here. They range in age from 6 months up to 15 years. And wolves are really special animals. You know, they live on every continent of the world, with the exception of Antarctica. And they've been hunted to near extinction everywhere that they live. And that's because they're such good hunters themselves. And man thinks of them as competition for the food source. And they try to eliminate them by hunting. So these animals here that we're going to meet are all rescued. I guess I said that already. And we'll tell you about each one as we bring them out. They each have their own story. So we're going to start out with our alpha wolf. Are you ready to meet him? Yeah. All right, good. His name is Cody. He's the oldest wolf we have, and he's a hero. Please welcome Cody. Go ahead. Yes. And being the alpha, he has a job to do. He's going to sniff around here and make sure that it's safe for the rest of the pack. He's going to check if there's been any other animals here that he should be worried about. And then he's going to leave his scent. He's going to scent the area so that no other ones will come into this area. That's what the alpha does. And you know, in the wild, in the animal kingdom, different animals respect that of each other. There you go. Cody here's the one wolf in this group that we know a little bit about. And that's because he's so old, and his special story has followed him wherever he goes. Cody here was rescued from an illegal fur farm up in Minnesota. And if you don't know what that is, that's a place where they raise fur-bearing animals for about 2 years, and then they kill them and they make them into a coat or some other clothing item. It's not a very nice thing, and thanks to folks like yourselves, laws have been passed, and that is illegal today. So Cody was brought from there to a sanctuary down in Ohio. And when he got there, he was a cute little pup at the time, and there was a lady there from Seattle, Washington, saw him and thought she'd want to take him home. She was going to buy him and make him into a house pet. Well, you guys know, wild animals do not make good pets. These guys may look like a dog, they may act like a dog a little bit, but really it's the dogs that look and act like them. These guys, this is where all our dogs come from, the wolf. And these guys are wild, they're not domestic pets. So she found that out real quick, and she brought him back. Well, when he came back to the sanctuary, he met up with a young girl there, a young handicapped girl that took a liking to him. And she used to come and take him for a walk every day. Well, one cold winter Ohio day, she came to take him for his walk, and they went out and they went over a footbridge over some water. Well, with all the snow and ice and their weight, the bridge collapsed, and they both fell into the freezing cold ice water. Well, Cody was free to go. She dropped the leash. He could have left town. But the girl couldn't get out of the water. She had all her winter clothes on. She's in this freezing ice water, and she was struggling there. And she was crying for help. Cody made a decision that day. He actually turned around, went back, jumped in the water, and pushed her to shore, saving her life. Let's hear it for Cody! Yes. And you know, if you're an animal lover, you've read stories, maybe you've had experiences like that. These things can happen, they do happen. Animals have a brain, they can think, they can problem solve. They have a heart, they love, and they want to be loved back. Think about that the next time you're looking into your pet's eyes. There's more there than you might realize. Okay, let's say goodbye to Cody, and we're going to bring out another wolf for you guys to meet. We're going to bring out the lone wolf. His name is Phoenix. Go ahead, anytime now. And we've had Phoenix about 2 years. And the lone wolf is a wolf that's been rejected from the pack for one reason or another. Usually something that they've done that brings that on. And Phoenix here, he's about 12 years old. We've had him about 2 years. And he came from a facility that just had no more room for him. He'd kind of outgrown his usefulness there, and they needed to find a home for him, so we took him on. Well, he was 10 years old at the time, and it was quite a challenge, because these guys, you don't just put them in with the rest of the wolves and think that they're all going to get along and accept each other. So it took a few months for us to actually get him acclimated into the group. And everything seemed to be going along fine until one day Phoenix here made a big mistake. He got a little cocky one day and decided to try Cody out for that alpha position. Well, that was a big mistake on his part. Big fight right here in this arena. The two of them were going at it. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack is over on the side just watching, waiting to see what was going to happen, who was going to win, who was going to lose. When they saw that Phoenix was going to lose, they all jumped on him to finish him off. It's not a nice thing, but it's the wolf way, it's the wild way. They felt he needed to be eliminated since he was challenging Cody for that spot. Well, that's when we got involved. We separated them. We took Phoenix away, and we stayed with him for 3 days and 4 nights, mending his wounds, but more importantly, mending his heart, because he was broken-hearted, kind of broke his will to live by being rejected like that from the pack. But because we were there, we took care of him, we loved him, we let him know that we would be his pack. And now we have a really devoted friend and wolf here, and we think he's beautiful. What do you guys think? Yes, this is Phoenix. And now you've met the 2 senior citizens of the group. Next, we're going to bring out a female wolf that was rescued from Hurricane Katrina. And she's doing a really big job for me here, in that she's taking care of these young, come here, come here. She's taking care of these young cubs that we got earlier this spring. She has adopted them. And that's not really an unusual thing for a wolf to do, especially one that's not the alpha, because within the pack you have the alpha male and female, and they are the only ones that will mate and have young. And when those babies are born, the rest of the pack all joins in caring for them, to the point that some of the females will even start to lactate if necessary to care for them. It's really an amazing little social system that they have in caring for their family. Something that we could really take a few pointers from. So Shiloh here, she took over these babies here, and she's doing a really good job at it. But I think now, because they're almost bigger than she is, she's sorry she did. But let's go. Let's show them what you can do. She's going to show you a behavior here that she's learned of rolling out the barrel. And we teach our animals behaviors like this for enrichment for them. It gives them something to do, something to think about, other than being in a cage all the time, which is not the best thing for any animal. So we have to find different activities that entertain them. All right, Shiloh, good girl. Come on down. Let's hear it for Shiloh. The way we train is called positive reinforcement. And what that means is when they do something good that we ask them to do, they get a treat. And in the case of a wolf, it's a piece of raw meat. Yes, she likes her raw meat. You want one more? All right, one more. These guys eat about 5 pounds of raw meat every day. Good girl. Thank you. And that's each, so you know what my grocery bill is. All right. Okay, Shiloh, let's go. We're going to put her back with the little ones. Come on. What's this? What happened? Oh, I forgot. She wants her belly rubbed. Yes, I forgot about that part. Yes, she comes out. She does like to get her belly rubbed, and she likes to bite me a little bit. That's what wolves do. That's how they say hello, is by biting you, holding on to you with their jaw. And it's not too bad. If you don't pull away, you won't get hurt too bad. These guys have 6 more teeth than a domestic dog, and their jaw strength is twice that of a pit bull. And that's what makes them such efficient hunters. Okay, I think she a little more applause. There you go. Okay, Shiloh. Thank you. Go ahead.
I got 3 or 4 backyard already.
Hey. We're going to put her back in here for a few minutes. And we're going to bring out another female wolf for you to meet. Come on. She happens to be the alpha of the group, the alpha female. And she also was rescued from Hurricane Katrina. Her name is Lakota.
Yeah, exactly. The next best thing.
And we have to keep her separated from the little ones because she didn't give birth to them. She doesn't really care for them. She doesn't think that they belong to this group. Because being the alpha, she should have given birth to any young that are here. So Lakota here, let's take a look at her and see just what makes up a wolf. She's got those little rounded ears. That's so on those cold winter nights, the tips of her ears won't freeze off. And the long snout for getting into the rabbit hole, the foxholes. These guys love white-tailed rabbit. That's one of their favorite foods. The close set yellow golden eyes. They have great vision, night vision for hunting. And of course the long spindly legs and the big feet. These guys can run really long distances over all kinds of terrain and keep it up for miles and miles. That's basically how they take down their prey. These guys in their pack form can take down deer easily, elk, and even a buffalo. And then of course the big thing these guys have is this great coat. And right now this is her smooth summer coat. But in about another month, they're going to start to develop that thick undercoat, that woolly undercoat. And then they keep this coarse overcoat that keeps all the wet out, all the snow and the ice out. These guys are real survivors, especially in those cold winter days and nights. So Lakota here is going to show you a behavior of balance. These guys have a great sense of balance and agility. And once again, you don't really train a wolf though. You ask them to do things that they like to do and hope that they'll do it at the right time. There we go, Lakota. Good girl. All right, let's hear it for Lakota. Good girl, Lakota. And one more treat for you, if you want it. That's the alpha there. Okay, you're ready for a treat. Good girl, yes. What a big jumper. All right, Lakota. All right, we're going to try to put her away. And then we're going to bring out the crew. Come on, Lakota, look here. Come here. Good girl. All right, let's go. All right, the crew that's going to be coming out are all the babies. We got them this spring. They came to us from West Virginia. They're all males, with the exception, of course, of Shiloh, who you've already met, and is the caretaker of this bunch.
she gets. Yeah.
And these are all, they came from, I'm not sure what their situation was. They were just in really bad shape and needed help desperately. So we were there to step in and take over. We bring them out like this so that they can get used to being around people, seeing that they're not going to get hurt out here, and also for us to study them a little bit. We see how they act out here. We figure out what kind of behaviors they're going to want to do, what kind of personalities they have by watching them out here at play. So, but I think everybody's going back inside. It's hot out here today, and they don't want to stay out here in the sun. Where's Shiloh? Come here. Come on. All right. Shiloh worries about him in there with Lakota, that they're going to get too close to her and get hurt. Come here, Shiloh. Let's see another jumping behavior. Oh, good girl, Shiloh, go ahead. All right, let's hear it again for Shiloh. Good girl, yes. All righty. Here, you want it? I know, another treat. You did it. Good girl. Okay, Shiloh. We're going to try one more thing here. This is what I call the baby prop. It's something, it's more like a toy for these guys to play on, but it gives us an idea of their abilities, and it gives them a chance to develop some of their balance and coordination. Guys, who's going to go on here first? Okay. Good boy, Klondike. Go ahead. I don't even have to ask now. Come on down. Come on, good boy. Come on back. No, Shiloh. It's not for you. Good boy. Let's hear it for Klondike. Who else? Are you going to come? Come on. That's Juno going, trying behind. Come on. Good boy, Juno. All right, go ahead. Good boys. And Yukon here, he's got a little behavior he's working on. Hey, get out of there. Hey, stop. You're not supposed to help yourself. That's for me to give out. Okay. Come here. Down. Yukon down. Come on. Show them what you can do. Come on. Over. Good boy. Once more. Let's go twice. Come on. Over. Good. Come on. Once more. Do it all. Come on. Turn around. Over. Good boy. Okay. Let's hear it for Yukon. And yes, I'll give you a treat for that. That was a good boy. Well, thank you all for watching our show here in the hot sun. I hope you enjoyed it. Most of all, we hope you learned that we share the planet Earth with all forms of life. And it's our responsibility to take care of them and the environment. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your night here at the fair. May God bless you and God bless America. Thank you. If you'd like to come down by the arena and ask any questions, we'll keep the babies out here for a few more minutes. Let them have some cool time. And you can take whatever pictures you like. Just come on around. There you go, boys. I may get in there with you. Woo, hot. Okay. Come on. You want to do this? Come on, Yukon. Up. Come on. Klondike. You gonna do it? Alaska. Good boy. Go ahead, Alaska. Go ahead. Keep going. Come on. Come on down. Come on, Alaska. Good boy. All right, Alaska. Hey.
Can you get one of them to stand still?
Get one of them to stand still? Why don't you take one up there? Can you get it up there? You like them on there? I can make them stay up there a minute. Here, stop. You get that? There you go. Good boys. Yeah. Never mind. Stop. Yes. Well, they just started. They had a wolf, and they tamed it down, mostly Native Americans. I didn't even mention it's the Native Americans really that understand the wolf the most, they think of them as a brother. But they used to keep them, they would be around their villages, their places, and they would slowly, they got a little bit tame, and then they, keep breeding those together until they, you get the other breeds. Yes. It'll be fun. Anybody else have any questions?
How long did it take you to work with them to be able to do this?
Well, it's different with different ones. They all have different personalities, of course. I mean, I have the young male in there that he didn't come out today. He didn't want to come out to the show. I don't know if it's just because it's too hot, but he didn't want to come out. He doesn't really do any behaviors for me yet. We've had him about a year, and I still have a hard time getting around him. He doesn't come to me. He doesn't respond to treats that well. It takes a long time, especially when they're adult. Now, these pups are a different story. This is the first young group that I've ever had to work with, and they're responding very well. And, I mean, we've had them since March, but they were, I raised them, so.
Right. But like the alpha male and female.
The females tend to respond a little easier than the males. They seem to submit to, I don't want to say like orders or anything, but they do it more willingly. The males are more independent. They're a little bit harder to deal with.
How long can you keep them males together?
Well, if I don't introduce a female of their age, they'll be all right. It's when you put a female in there with them that you start to get the problems. Yeah, well, even now they get into little stuff, more over their pecking order, and they don't mature quickly. Even that 3-year-old male that I have in there, he's still not sure of himself. It takes them quite a while. They grow fast the first year. They get big, but their mind